Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing with Technical Analysis. I am a chartered market technician, a CMT, as well as a certified financial planner, CFP, and I've been doing technical analysis for over 20 years for different firms, writing newsletters, etc. Tonight, I wanted to talk about a recommendation. So this channel is going to be on specific recommendations, at least initially, ideas that you can buy and make money in. And my first one here is the Advisor Shares Pure US Cannabis ETF. The symbol is MSOS. And this is a 3-year plus chart. And as you can see, the high on this ETF was 55.75 back in early 2021. It is currently down to about 8.60, $8.60. It's declined about 84%. And so as a market technician, we're looking to identify new trends at an early stage and then staying with those trends until they change. And this looks like it could fit the bill for us. So you'll notice as prices, well, number one, you'll notice that we've broken our bearish trend line, this red downward sloping trend line. So the downtrend, technically, no pun intended, is broken. And you can see uh, our blue upward sloping trend line, which is our new bullish trend line. Okay, there we go. And you know, I've been watching this and watching it, and you can see as prices were going down in 2022 and 2023, our relative strength index, our RSI, which I'll talk about more in upcoming uh, in upcoming YouTube's episodes for you. Part of my desire to do this is to help educate want to be investors, and hopefully this will benefit you. But you can see as we were hitting lower lows in the market over the last couple of years, we had higher lows on our relative strength index, our RSI, and that's flashing a caution sign to me saying, beware, a change of trend is coming. You don't know when that trend is coming, but you know that it is coming. And you can see how it shot out of a cannon in August of last year. And then it retraced almost that entire move. And now it started to have higher highs and higher lows, which tells us that an uptrend is trying to get started here. So you'll also notice we have a bullish triangle here, these two converging blue trend lines. And you can see that prices broke out in early 2024. And the price projection of this, I really like pattern recognition because your reward to risk is really favorable when you can identify these breakouts. And so the way that we arrive at a price projection is we measure the base of that triangle and we project that distance upward, and we get 13. And that gives us a landing area. It's not exact all the time. It can be, more or less, but it gives us an idea of this compression, how far this energy can take the share prices. So currently we're at $8.60. And so my recommendation is to buy this now. I'm going to put my stop at $7.50. And I'm looking for an upward price projection of 13. And so my reward to risk is 4-1, which is really attractive. I generally look for things 3-1 or better. And so this fits the bill. So we're going to take a closer look at this triangle and where we're at. And here we have the triangle. And again, the price projection tells us $13, but nothing goes in a straight line. So that's what makes investing so difficult. People get thrown off by that. But one of the tools that I use in my toolbox as a market technician to identify trends is the Elliott wave theory, which believes that trends or cycles go in waves of five, with one up, three up, and five up. And then we have counter trend reactions, two and four. And so you can see we have one, two, three. This looks like a four to me, a triangle. Triangles are a couple of characteristics here. Third waves are always the strongest and the most spectacular. So, if you can identify those, they can be quite profitable. Fourth waves, a lot of times are triangles, which after this big push upwards, it's a sign of strength. It's consolidating. It's not really going down. It's going sideways. It's kind of trying to work off uh, its overbought condition. And so it goes sideways. So we should have one more push higher, which hopefully will be to 13. And so that's where we are in the shorter term chart of MSOS. So a couple other things I want to look at. Point and figure charts. These have been around over 100 years. In the pits of the in the pits of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Board of Trade, all these traders used to make these by hand before computers, and they're a pure supply and demand chart. There's no subjectivity in these charts, or very little. And so I like to have this as a second check on the charts that I draw, like the two that we looked prior to this. Now, when we look at our point and figure chart here, we had a breakout here, and now we've had a little bit of a pullback, but this breakout is suggesting a price projection of 19, which I'm not that worried about the price projection, but I do want a bullish buy signal, and we have one. I'm sorry here. Okay, so now I want to look at another tool that I like to look at, and this is relative strength charts. And so I'm taking our MSOS, the cannabis ETF, and I'm comparing it to the broader index, the S&P 500. And you can see, so when prices are going down like this, it's telling you that cannabis is underperforming the broader market. But you can see again, like the prior chart on just MSOS, you can see as prices were going down the last couple of years, we were getting a positive divergence saying, look out, we're going to start to get outperformance of the MSOS. And you can see since that would be August of last year, MSOS, the cannabis ETF, is starting to outperform. So if you're trying to outperform the market or you're just looking for relative strength, this fits the bill. It looks like it's the beginning of some outperformance. And so I go back to our point and figure charts, and I'm doing the same relative strength charts. I'm looking at MSOS, the cannabis ETF, versus the broader S&P 500. And you can see that we have a new bullish trend line here on for MSOS versus a broader market. And you can see we can't, MSOS cannot underperform very much here, or we'll break our bullish trend line, and that will make me a little more hesitant on this recommendation. But right now, everything seems to be going in a pretty good direction. In the last few days, we've seen a pullback in the cannabis ETF, giving us an opportunity to buy. So in conclusion, the advisor shares, pure U.S. cannabis ETF, MSOS, has declined from its high about 84% to the current price. The downward bearish trend line, you remember the red downward sloping trend line has been broken, and the new blue bullish trend line has begun. The triangle that we looked at, the bullish price projection, is 13, and our stop is placed at 7.5 for a reward to risk of 4 to 1. The bullish point and figure price projection is 19. So again, it's confirming higher prices for us. I'm not that worried about the actual price projection. It's just a landing area. So we've got 13 on my charts. We've got 19 on the point and figure chart. But as long as it's higher, we're good with that. We're just trying to make money here. Both relative strength charts of MSOS versus the S&P 500 are suggesting MSOS should outperform the broader market. And so with that, my recommendation is to buy MSOS. I can't let you go without a caveat. I do expect the broader market to show weakness in March. Um, and so I think it's encouraging that the cannabis ETF, MSOS, has in January, when the market was going down, actually cannabis stocks were up. So hopefully that will be the same. But regardless, we're looking at our pattern, we're looking at the price projections, we're looking at our risk scenario, and this looks like a very good buy to me. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to my channel. I'm sure they'll get better as I get more accustomed to broadcasting these. If you have any comments or suggestions, please share them with me. I want this to be good for everybody, and please tell your friends. Thank you and have a great night.